So, for this story, we are at the queue for a water slide, and we're queuing up, and we're just at the water slide entrance, and just as the man in front of us is about to go down the chute, he turns to us and pulls us in with him, and now we're hurtling down with him, he's grabbing onto our belly. He looks at us and says, "I need to tell you this story before we get to the end of the water slide." We asked, "Do you know if this is safe?" And he says, "Of course, I designed it." We grab onto his short torso as much as he's grabbing onto ours and don't let go, and he begins his tale. Mother never liked my water slide designs. After I designed one that accidentally killed my father. As I was a water slide designer and she was a water slide tester, the only way I knew how to make it up to her was to make slides to apologise. But she hated them all. I tried anything to make her like my slides, as you can see from my slideshow. And he gets out his slideshow. And he shows us all these slides he made. I shipped exotic waters in from Africa, where the water was naturally warmer, and Greenland, where the water tastes of oranges. I tried slides that went up, slides that could cure sickness, slides that played rap music, slides that would make you drunk. Mother tested every one of them and hated them all. Bobbing in the collection pool, she'd shout wave after wave of criticism. "Morton, that was a hydraulic abomination. You fell out of my hairy hole faster than I wafted through that treacle gutter. And if your father was still here, he would agree, because he was the one that caught you." I would tell her, Mum, I'm trying, but slides are very complicated. They've got a life of their own." "Take your excuses to the children's pool, Morton, because they stink of piss. Start over." And regretfully I would, going back to the diving board and designing a better, more sophisticated slide. I have this saying, if you can't enjoy a slide dry, water won't make it any better. That's why I dry test my water slides for months before any liquid gets involved, leaving my back covered in scars and my slides covered in blood. One day, readying myself for another unlubricated test ride, I watched the bits of fat blood dripping into the non-slip entrance chute, bouncing through the tubes of my twisting creation, turning the water pink. My eyes widened with the answer to my mother's grief. The hydrobiological merging of man and slide, soul and plastic, a way to bring back my dead dad. I created a special plastic infused with Dad's ashes and designed the ride to vaguely spell out Stefan, because that was his name. The result was beautiful, a memorial you could ride like the Diana fountain, but safe for children. It's the slide we're currently on, and it rides fantastically. But this soul slide whizziness is a slippery slope. I remember her reaction. "Morton, what have you done with powdered father and the nice phase we put him in?" "On an unrelated note, what is this ridiculously big slide you've designed?" I said, "Please, Mother, you must understand. It's made out of Dad, Mum." "Morton, you've finally done it. I love you, son," is what I imagined she would say. But instead she silently walked over to the entrance chute and jumped in. As soon as she was out, she climbed the stairs and went straight back down it, and quickly became addicted to the feeling of being back with her dead husband. Inevitably, her emotional attachment to the tubes became sexual. She couldn't stop riding it day in, day out. To this day, it's all she does. I've designed 10 more slides since, but she just hasn't got the time to test it. She barely eats, just drinks pool water. She's so weak people have to carry her up the stairs so she'll go down once again. Dad's back, but it's only made things worse in this water park. So after we go down this final slide, I'm going to dismantle the whole thing. So Morton's long story suddenly gets interrupted by a voice echoing through the many bends and tubes of the slide. It sounds like it's coming from everywhere at once, even the water we're on. "Morton, my son, being this funny ride has been interesting, but I'm more inclined to being dead than being a wet incline." Morton calls out, Dad, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill you with that slide all those years ago. It was far too steep. I wasn't thinking. Please, stay here in the water park, Dad. I love you. I can't, son. I must go back to heaven, where the water is always the right temperature and the slides go on forever. Almost like this slide, really, because this one is very long. Most water slides last under a minute, but you probably know that. Yes, there's a worry that when I return to the spirit realm, I might still be a slide, but it's a risk I'm prepared to take. Goodbye, Dad, Morton says, for the final time, putting his hands out to feel the tube he's in as we all approach the end. We slide down the exit tunnel of Morton's father, out the spout, and into the collection pool. Morton tries to wave one final goodbye, but as we turn around, we see the slide has vanished and gone to heaven. Morton's mum is standing by the ladder of the pool, and as he climbs up, we see her smile. She hugs him and whispers something inaudible over the sound of the water park starting to operate as normal. And dripping wet, sidling away from the intimate moment, we think, oh, there's one less slide in this water park. There's one more slide in heaven. And if that won't make God happy, what will?